Hey guys, I just wanted to make a quick video today about maintaining state. What I mean by this is when we go about our day, there may be certain things that distract us. These are things that are out of our control. And oftentimes these things can begin to change our mood, our focus, our determination, and our overall demeanor as we go throughout our day, especially if we begin to hold on to them. Right? And if they begin to, clutter our thoughts and, get into our emotions a lot, it can affect us throughout the rest of the day, even if it's something really small and simple. And so we want to be very intentional about what state we have as we move throughout our day. Recently, I was feeling, pretty sick. And so one of the things that I did to maintain a better state was I wanted to focus on what I felt like on days that I was feeling really healthy. And so what I began doing is focusing my attention on how I carried my body and what I thought about how I felt, right? How I talked, what I looked like as I went about my day on days where I was feeling really good and really healthy. And what we tend to do, let's take the example of being sick, is we get sick and we allow that external stimulus to then almost change how we're acting throughout our day in a way where it's not the direct impact of the sickness itself, but it's more that we have an assumption that there's a way that we're supposed to act when we're sick. And so what happens is, let's say I'm sick. That doesn't stop me, for instance, from keeping my head up. It doesn't stop me from keeping good posture. It doesn't stop me from, trying to breathe, for example. What people do sometimes, let's say you're having trouble breathing, some people will almost try to focus their attention on the fact that they can't breathe, right? And this is an interesting learned behavior, and I could really spiral into this on a different, video. But what I wanted to kind of talk about was more so ways that we can maintain a better state. And so what I've done is I've focused my attention on the state that I wanted. And similarly, you can focus your attention on the state that you want to have throughout the day. What we tend to do is try to ignore the state that we're currently feeling. In other words, if, we're having a good day and suddenly we feel upset, we begin to try to not feel upset. Or at least that's a strategy that we might have in mind. Or if, there's a thought that we really don't want to be thinking, we try to stop thinking about that thought. And really all that does is it continues the cycle of thinking about it, because our focus and our attention is still on that thing. Whereas if we have something else to occupy the space, then it allows there to be more something to actually focus on. It's positive motion, right? You can move towards this thing, right? You can't move towards not thinking about something, right? It's like I'm trying to move towards not being near my car. It doesn't really work that way. There's not a not being near your car. There's a moving towards, your car. There's a moving towards a building, right? And so as we go through life, we need to focus on what we really want. What do we want to feel? How do we want to hold ourselves? How do we want to talk? And yes, there might be things that become obstacles in our path. There may be things that we have to deal with and, unforeseen circumstances that are out of our control that are impacting us in these moments. But the reason that we want to focus our attention on maintaining our state in spite of that is that we do not want to essentially exaggerate the effects of these things on ourselves. And that's what we tend to do. We take something that is, let's say, a 3 on a scale of 1 to 10 as an issue, and then we blow that up to a 10 because our focus is so focused on the problem that we aren't willing to just continue moving forward with the solution. If you're at a 10 and something knocks you down 3 points and you continue moving forward, well, now you're moving forward at a 7. But if you're at a 10, something knocks you down 3 points, and then you keep thinking about that thing, there's another 3 points, another 3 points, until you're at a 0, and you're really not moving anywhere. You're not moving towards what you wanted. You're continuing to regress backwards, continuing to regress downwards, until you really don't have, anything going for you. Nothing that you wanted to accomplish is getting done. Nothing that you want to feel is being felt. And it's not just the impact of what happened. Instead, it's something that you've created by focusing your attention on the distraction. So keep focused. Know how you want to feel. And work with what you have to begin to embody that. If you're feeling sick, you might not be able to help the fact that you feel sick, but you can still think positive thoughts. You can still hold yourself high. You can still talk with happiness and, expression in your voice. And you can really begin to still move towards the things that you would want to do in your day, and not allow yourself to be bogged down by the idea of being sick, being bogged down by the idea of your setbacks, of the things that you have to overcome. So I'll leave you with that, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.